Yes,
sir.
There we go.
Oh, yes, sir. We bike.
There he is. What up?
Unlike
what
the
up?
Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah. We got to get into that. We definitely got to get into that.
Young Busy Works good? Beats. What up, man?
Busy in the building. What's happening? So we got a few things to get to today. Welcome to another episode of Unquantized Podcast. It's another Friday, and we got more producery shit to get to.
Producer-ish.
So, man, let's get into it. First of all, let's see who in the building.
Shit.
What happened?
No, because I cleared my cookie, so it's like asking for like mad. Hold on. It just sent me a confirmation code. Hold on.
Bet. Well, in the meantime, let's get started. We ain't no treasure to get it together. The audience is just looping. I'm not even touching the button. That's how crazy it is. Damn, that was abrupt. What's happening? Who in the building? Who we got? Smoking, what's good?
All right, forget it. I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. DL, what up, man?
Oh, Kenny Button's in here. What up?
Kenny Buttons.
Yes, sir.
Someone said, send in our beats right now. Get them packs ready, man.
That's right. Don't put too much.
And don't put too, damn it. Why is I gotta remember?
All right, man.
Why is this messing up for me?
There we go. No, you're having quite a time over there,
bro.
So look, let's get to the shits immediately. We start with the sad news. RIP Joe Budden Podcast.
Dang, man.
Damn, y'all.
My third favorite podcast. Fourth.
I feel so bad now. That I look forward to that. That was one of my favorite podcasts. It was one of a lot of people's favorite podcasts. And yeah, man, RIP, man. It's the end of an era. I'm kind of missing. Yeah. Damn, man. So yeah, RIP. If you're gonna miss the Joe Budden podcast, you might as well just go ahead and put them hearts down there. Just go ahead and spam some hearts. I can't imagine that me and you the only two people that care about this. Hey, yeah. But then again, you never know.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. I was a little sad about it because I thought they were just getting back together. You know what I mean? And then it's just.
Well, I mean, 2 episodes where they came back, it was awkward as hell. It was awkward. Rory looked like he was trying. Yeah. Maul just looked like he mad about the money he spent to get there. That's how Maul looked like. Yo, I'm just mad I even spent money and got dressed to be here.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me see if I could do this the other way.
Man, so
Golly, bro, my phone is tripping today.
Oh no! Somebody says it's no longer available online. No. They have disbanded for the most part. We can put it like that. Maybe search the internet and see some clips, and you can see how lightly I'm using the word disbanded.
Ooh,
but
it's bad.
Yeah, they are no more.
It's bad.
Yeah, they're no more. They was on their airing. It was some airage going on. It was somebody airing somebody out.
It was bad. All right. I'm going to sign in for this account. Boom. All right. I'm in here.
Maul was like, I'm here just so I don't get fined. That's a fact.
That's facts.
That's
facts.
Yeah. He used that play out the book. I'm here just so I don't get fined.
Oh, we need the air horns, my brother.
Who we got in the building, bro?
We got DJ Monte, man. Not only a great DJ, bro, but incredible producer, man. Made some 100% hits. Some hits.
Real hits.
Like hits. Not the normal hits, but the, you know what I mean?
Not the ones in your apartment complex. No, the real hits.
Facts.
Shout out to DJ Monte, man.
Shout out to Monte, man. Someone said, how many beats do you put in a pack? Like when you sending stuff out, what's like a good number?
It depends on who you sending it to, but me, it's gonna be less than 10.
Yeah, I try to aim around 6. That's like my number.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say less than 10. If you can get away with it, 5 or 6. But yeah. I made that mistake before of like going OD, putting a million tracks in a pack, and the artist gets confused, and you run out of product a lot faster unnecessarily.
That's facts.
I've been there before.
Am I the only one that I'll like change the name of the beat? Like I'll put like a 1 or something in front of the beat because I want people to hear in a certain order. You know, sometimes when you download the folder, it just like they just put it in alphabetical order.
Oh, so bro, you know.
Bro, I put like a 1 in front just so I can get the ones I really want them to hear at the top. And that's like a little low-key cheat code, but that's been my go-to joint. And I'm about 6 beats because I feel like anything over 10 is like it's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's gonna be too much. But unless, go ahead.
I was just saying, unless they ask for like all right, just send me a whole bunch of stuff, then it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. It depends on who you sending it to. But I do the same thing with the alphabetizing. I change the name. Some of the best formulas: A1 in the front, exclamation point in the front, underscore in the front, or plus in the front. Those are usually my go-tos.
Look at us SEO optimizing our
that's a fact. That is a fact, bro. Listen, I do my joint. My browser's like that too. Like if I got some, like, let's say drum racks, I want to be at the top. Makes sense. Yeah, my top ones, they got pluses in front of them.
I never even thought about that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, pluses and exclamation points. I forget which ones go first. I think the pluses might go first. So it's kind of like in Todoist, priority 1, priority 2, priority 3. So the pluses are first, the exclamation points are second, and so on and so forth.
Let's see. Monte says, love your podcast. I appreciate it, man.
Man, appreciate you, homie, for sure. For sure. Big words, big words. Young Quintendo, what's happening?
Young Quintendo Power, what up, bro?
Man. So I know we got some people in here, but as I'm just going on, we were talking about the Joe Budden podcast and how they just broke up and probably one of the worst public breakups of a business.
That was cold, bro.
That we've ever seen. But it got me to thinking about chemistry. Dog. Chemistry goes a long, long way. One thing they had on that show was they had chemistry together, and that's what made the show what it is. So I had a couple questions or thoughts related to chemistry. First of all, and I'm asking in the chat, I'm just asking in general. Do you think most people that you have chemistry with, and I'm gonna say collaboratively, like let's just go musically for now, music and business. Do you think that most people that you have chemistry with, you had chemistry like that with them, like very early on, like day one, y'all just had chemistry, or do most of those take a little bit of time to develop? Yeah, I told you I was getting into my chemistry bag. For sure.
That's a very good question.
So while people answer, I know there'll be some answers in here. I know for me personally, not everybody, most of the people I have really good chemistry with, especially musically, I had good chemistry with them immediately.
That's how I was gonna say.
Off the you and I had great chemistry. Just off the we wasn't even really doing anything. We weren't collabing, or we definitely didn't have this going on or doing any type of business, but it was just still good chemistry. And I think that everything we've done since then, it was easy for it to happen.
Exactly.
Just because the natural good chemistry was there. With collaborating, like me and you, nice, easy chemistry there. Me and you have easy chemistry, fortunately. Business-wise, music-wise, anytime we do something together, it's good chemistry. Musically, me and Tech Beats are like that. It's a few people out there, but I find that the people I have good chemistry with, it was fairly early on. So
yeah, because I feel like if you don't like somebody, pretty much off rip too.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen often, but it's a couple people in the industry you might know of. You've heard me talk about one or two, but I just knew immediately I didn't like this person. And I just knew it, and I just didn't vibe with them at all. And over time, it's still just the same way. It's like I don't vibe with this person. I can do business, I could be around, and it's all respect. But if I had to choose who I'm going to spend my time with and work with, like, no, that's not going to happen.
That's true. That's kind of good to know immediately, like, because I can't think of anybody I had or I didn't have good chemistry with, but over time it turned into good chemistry.
I'm trying to think. A lot of times. I don't have any of those.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like, if we didn't have good chemistry, and I was like, I don't think I would want to work with that person. Like you said, I could see that person now, or whatever, and be like, nope, still not the right fit. Yeah.
Smoking Aces says like B Cox in Houston throwback. Where did he tell that story at? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if it's the Power Summit or it's the podcast.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Shout out to B Cox.
Nicholas Corey says Watrez. So it's 3 people out of all this time I've been working in the industry. It's 3 people that I can think of off top that I just didn't care for immediately, and they all had the same issue, which is ego for no reason. They weren't really the guys. They were a friend of the guy or related to the guy, and they had the worst ego out of anybody. And it's like, bro, you didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So I just never got along with those, because most of the people I know, even if they're like super famous, bro, they don't really have ego. Like they're willing to learn. Everybody's like, yo, we trying to learn. We're trying to be great. Let's be creative. You know what I mean? And so I don't run into many people like that. So when I do, I think I get like ill. Like, why are you here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fire. I will say on a certain level, I found that when I work with a certain type of artist or certain status of person, I run into a lot of egomaniacs. Like the closer to the top, I run into a lot of egomaniacs. Like it's wild, like wild ego, bro. See, and that's an industry thing though. You gotta look out for.
I expect some ego because everybody's artist, right? But I think my issue is when it's ego and then you're not even that person. It's not even you that's doing the cool thing. You know what I mean? It's like you just know the cool person. That is where it's like, all right, I don't like that, bro, at all.
Yeah, you just around.
Yeah.
And you got the most entitlement, the most everything.
Bro, you the water boy. Why are you talking? Why are you talking trash?
Not the water boy.
Yeah, I mean that's the only.
Don't you grind up weed? You don't even roll blunts. You haven't even promoted the blunt roll. You're a weed grinder. You still in here? But yeah. Ego is a killer, man.
Yeah.
If you're the guy or the girl, it's a super killer. If you're not even worthy of having that ego, you might as well just get the hell up out of here. Straight up. But let's see what people are saying about this chemistry, though.
Let's see. Artists are an interesting bunch, to say the least.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. And you know what? Every artist I've ever met has that artsy artist thing about them, but that's what we love about them, too. So once you kind of understand it, I feel like you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
One of my homeboys, I say he's the most artsy guy that I've ever met. Like, it literally, he can cut it on and cut it off. Like, he's like chilling. He's one person. And then he goes in artist mode and you can see him change his posture. Everything like switches, right? He's the most like artist, like, but it's like me being around him, it's like, oh, I get it. Like, I get it why you do this. You know what I mean? So it's like, now, none of that stuff bothers me because I understand where they're coming from.
I get why you're a weirdo now. No, but yeah, I get it.
I mean, I'm sure people be looking at us like weird because we be in the club doing the chord progressions. I know I be in the store. I hear a chord progression. I'm like, oh,
that's a fact.
They be like, yo, what's wrong with this man?
Like,
why is his hand like this?
Do you hear that snare pattern,
bruh? I go to the club specifically to hear drum patterns and chords. That's what I care about.
That's what makes me go home, though.
Chords. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I'll be wanting to go home.
Let's see. Day one, the workflow just gets easier as you work together. That's facts. Yes. Day one, some build, but most come naturally. That's facts.
Yeah.
Hey man, I feel like everybody's kind of on the same page. Like you know the people kind of off rip.
Yeah, it's weird, but I think it works like that too. And then I'm gonna get off the chemistry thing, but it works like that just with natural relationships, I believe. And that's really something that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Like when you meet somebody, you have an initial feeling about them. And some people just shrug it off or just have the feeling. I really pay attention to that. And that's why some of my best friends are my best friends to this day. Like Rich from up the street. I became cool with Rich. It took about 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because my wife and his wife were there to witness it. And they were just like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Like y'all did know each other 3 seconds ago, and now y'all like act like y'all know each other your whole life. But it's just like that with people. Me and you were the same way. So,
and it's dope because I feel like most of the time when you vibe with somebody, when you introduce them to somebody else, it's just like it keeps going. Like those people normally automatically kind of vibe too. Because like I met Rich. Rich is super cool. I mean, the few times I've been around him, is always like good conversation, love. You know what I mean? Like, so that's dope. I'm trying to think who else. Like you and Diego got along great. You know what I mean? It's like whenever it's like the cross, like, all right, I'm gonna introduce you to my homie. It's always like good. So that's why
me and Jay were cool. And then Jay introduced me to you, and that's why me and you were cool.
Jay, my dog, man. So yeah, man. So be careful with who you stick around, you hang around, because I don't want to pick up bad habits from people either. So that's another reason why I'm so weird about who I like talk to consistently, because all my friends, all we talk about is progression and like, all right, let me help you with this. You know what I mean? Or what you working on? Like that's how everybody talks. Like if Oracle hit me, ask me 10 questions, I don't think of it like weird at all. I'm like, all right, cool. This Tuesday, let's get it. Let's do it.
Hit you with 10 more, and I'm
exactly.
Hit you with 10. Yeah. We're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, if he don't ask me something, I feel like this one I'm gonna get worried. Like, oh man, Joe Budden Podcast.
Facts. Like, no. We break it up. We ain't asked each other questions in a long, long time. Man. That's funny.
Let's see. Just did a project with the artist, and we vibed immediately, and the workflow benefited from it. We don't got enough time out here to be wasting it trying to work shit out when your personalities grin. I guess he meant. Oh, grind. I guess he meant to put on there. No, that's facts, man. Especially that producer artist thing. If y'all like vibe, that great music comes from that.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, some of the best music, I don't want to say best music, because I feel like now that I'm like sitting and focusing, that I've been making some really good stuff. But like that experiencing life and then going to make music about stuff that's going on with somebody that you get, you know what I mean? That's like a different. That's when it's like, all right, bro, we making some records now.
Facts. Cool. All right, man. I'm gonna go to questions. We'll check back in with the chat about the ego stuff.
Okay.
But we have some questions, and the first question is, it's an interesting question. What do you do if you're working on a beat and then you do something that sounds like it's another beat? What do you do if you want to keep them both? That's a wordy but interesting question. Well, what I do is if I'm working on a beat, so let's say I got something going on, then I try to add some, or I just click on something and it just sounds dope, but it's not really fitting what's going on here. I have a group like in my set, and it's muted, and I'll have a couple tracks in this group. And for stuff like that, I'll just drag whatever it is over into that group of stuff to use later. And if it's like three things that go together, I'll drag them into that group, and I'll drag that group into my browser into a folder called like ideas and that stuff. So if I'm stuck, I could just drag that in and start right there.
See, I took that as a completely, so say the question one more time, because I took it as something, I basically thought he was saying like, what if I'm making a beat and it sounds like a popular song that's already out? What do I do?
He was saying if I'm making a beat, but I do something that inspires me to make a totally different beat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you bring in something that sounds dope, but it doesn't fit what you're doing now, but you still want to use it. Yeah, so I just got a little special place where I tuck stuff like that away. It does benefit to have that place already.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I had that issue all the time. I just try to save it and then continue working on what I was working on, because if not, I'll just keep doing the same thing over and over. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, just a new idea. So I'll save it, and then when I'm like, I have a day where I don't like feel as creative, then I go back through all of those, and then I'm like, all right, let me polish some of these ideas.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But have a little spot to tuck those away.
I got a question. Do you mix the beats once you're finished, or do you just like when you're creating, you just create as much as you can and then go back and like tweak it and stuff like that?
I tweak as I go a little bit. I don't really get into like a full mixing mode, but like, when something's playing and you maybe thinking of what to do next, or it's kind of like a downtime or something, I might adjust some gain. I try not to do a lot. Like I'm not doing a whole bunch of like, I'm only EQing I'm doing is like creative EQing.
Gotcha.
I'm not like trying to balance things out as I work, because I'll get too stuck into that, and I'm mixing an idea. What about you?
Because normally I would do everything in one sitting, but I don't know, man. Like I was going back and listening to the beats that I was making when I didn't have as much time, and I could hear the rush. Like it was stuff about them that just didn't feel like complete. So now these past 2 weeks, I've been making stuff, and then I'll sit with it for a couple of days, and then I go back and like, all right, let me tweak it again, because I'm hearing stuff with like a, you know, if you don't hear something for a couple of days and then you like play it again, you're like, oh, I didn't even think about this, or oh, I need to pitch this hi-hat. This is the hi-hat's little, you know, all these little stuff that you didn't notice before. And then so I do that a couple times, and then lately I just pick a day like towards the end of the week, like a Saturday, and then I just mix them down. I'll mix a few of them down, then let my ears kind of get fresh again, mix them some more down, and then. But I'm always mixing as I go. But just like the pure bouncing everything down,
something
like,
that you're proud to send out.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been instead of doing it all at once, I've been kind of like prolonging it and taking my time. And like, all right, I got to get it tweaked out a little bit better. Even if it's super, bro, I made a beat and it's like 4 sounds, bro, and I've been mixing this thing. I keep tweaking it, bro, because them be the ones that be hard, because it's like them sounds got to make sense. Everything got to stand out, because it's only 4 sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they all got to hit. They all got to fit right. There's not a whole bunch of room. You know what I mean? If you and a million people and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're harder to spot. But if it's only 4 y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
That is true. But you touched on a good point too. It's better always to come back to something with fresh ears, especially like ideas that you were doing. You know, you kind of get it to where you want it to be, but I always come back at least the next day. And even if you didn't think anything was wrong the day before, when you come back with fresh ears, anything that is wrong or anything that could be done becomes so obvious to you, like immediately, because you got to think the day before or whenever before you listen to it so much, you kind of went numb to a lot of things that were going on, and you also have that history in your mind of what you did to get to the point that you were at, and that goes away when you come back with fresh ears. Then it doesn't really matter what you did. You become more of a consumer, because the consumer don't care about how you killed it with the plug-in parameters and all that stuff. They just hearing what it is, and that's how I feel when I come back with fresh ears. I'm like, oh damn, like, oh, that kick is way too loud. Same
thing for me is like with counter melodies, because sometimes it's like, you know, it needs something, but it's like finding that perfect one that's not too much and it's not going to take up. Sometimes, bro, it'll take me like a day or two of just like, all right, bro, I got to try this again. You know what I mean? Like different instruments, but that break sometimes be like, oh, this is all it needs. I can just do this and this, and then boom, it's finished. So yeah, sometimes that break, man, is needed.
Facts. For your counter melodies, you don't just use Captain Melody?
Bro, that joint is so right. It's like if you wanted to make a bunch of like very terrible 2005 Jason Derulo type beats, but not the good Jason Derulo beats, low-key kind of slap.
They do.
Pop stuff. But if like you wanted to make the Dr. Thunder generic version of a bunch of those, that's what I would use.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Captain.
Yeah.
Captain missed the boat.
They all sound like the background music to like Jersey Shore.
Facts.
Yeah.
Now, what is a good Captain chords replacement? Has anybody come out with like the better replacement? It's a void for it. It is.
I think that technology, I don't want to say, I feel like they need to have better input on there. I think that's the issue. I think what they're starting from is so stiff and the chords are so bland that it just, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think if they had better inputs, then it would be a lot better. Someone says Cthulhu is the best. Cthulhu's fire.
Cthulhu is fire.
Yeah. Not the same, but
nah. See, that's the thing. Where they were going with the whole Captain bundle thing was right. Like, you know, making chords and generating chords, it's cool. There are a lot of things that do that portion, but the way the other plugins, they talk to each other and they fed off of each other, that was dope. It's just the result of what they developed just didn't really hit the mark.
So Quintino says if it comes out like the Kurt Cobain track, I'm good. So do you know what he's talking about?
No.
So they use AI to make like a Kurt Cobain track, but here's the difference. That's machine learning, right? So they're feeding the computer a bunch of Kurt Cobain stuff, right? And that's what goes back to saying, like, you have to feed that a lot of stuff, better material. Because what they have to me is so generic.
EDM input.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what we're used to, right? It don't have no little sauce to it. And then two, they're using this Google joint, which is complicated, bro. You gotta know JavaScript, you gotta know CSS, bro. It's a lot to that joint. And
somebody that's really like into this culture needs to go into that lane, because I'm happy now it's more plugin companies making plugins for our specific type of music, hip hop, trap, lo-fi. It's a lot of plugin companies making plugins directed to us now. So now I feel like with the AI, like the Captain type stuff, those types of people need to get into that arena. Yes. But I tried some other stuff. What was it, Melody Sauce or something? I think it was all right. It was all right. It was a couple things. I made my own Ableton thing that kind of does that. And in my opinion, mine is better than the results I get are better than what I would get with like a Captain or something like that. So I'm just waiting for something to come out that's better than the thing that I threw together, and I'm on it. 100%. I'm on it.
Again, I think it's the input, man. I just feel like it's one of them things, man. Let's see. I'm trying to get away from mass use of progressions and MIDI patterns, so I stayed away from it. I don't know, man. I'm not against them, bro. I think, bro, whatever's gonna get you there, it's just how you flip it. That's what the issue is.
That's where I was going with it. Yeah, man.
It's just like sampling. It's some people who sample and they're gonna drag that loop and they're gonna put it over drums and that's the beat, right? And then it's some people that's gonna like chop it, or they're gonna add effects and they're gonna make it unique, even though it is a loop. You know what I mean? So I think it's the same thing of like,
Yeah. Okay. When it comes to things like, a sample would be a better argument for what that person said than this melody thing. Because when it comes to like the melody MIDI stuff, you have at least three variables at play. You have pitch, you have duration, and something else. I forgot the third one. So, but the thing is, more variables that you have, the greater, the difference in results is going to be. So I have to disagree when it comes to like a plugin like that or a technology like that, where you get to pick pitch, you get to pick duration, you get to pick all these other things. It's less of a chance that you're going to come out sounding like somebody else, unless you just chose to be the person that didn't do anything. And it's going to be a handful of a group of those people, and they're all going to have the same thing. But everybody else is going to be straight.
Bro, I mean, this goes back. I've made this graph a bunch of times. I have a kit that's like got MIDI files in there, right? One of my best-selling kits, right? And every week somebody would be like, it's cheating. I go to their profile, they got the worst beats known to man talking about this cheating. It's like, bro, you need to cheat. You need this.
That is
Deflategate. Somebody help this man cheat. You know what I mean? But it's just like, it's so weird that people think that's cheating, bro. And it's like, bro, no, dog. Like, but then they'll use the theory board, which is low key kind of the same thing, bro.
It's training wheels, music theory training wheels. Yeah.
Or like when you do the little pads, like the little chord joints on the push where it just play. It's the same thing, bro. It's just like how you flip it, bro.
Yo.
So
some people want to be authentically bad.
Mm-hmm.
And some people just want to be good. I am I guess it goes up to a point, but I'm the type of person, I'm like, it's about the result.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the result, and it's kind of about the unwritten oath you gave to consumers to put out good damn music.
Exactly.
And not really get stuck on these things. Yo, if it's here to help you, it's here to help you. You know what I mean? Like barring doing something crazy that's going to hurt somebody else, take all the help you can. That is outrageous. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, take it. Not only do people make this stuff to help you and to make things easier for you, people like you make this stuff to help you. That's the best thing. Like, come on, bro. These people know what you need. What's popping? What's wrong? Yeah,
man. So I think the MIDI stuff will get better. It's crazy how MIDI is such an old technology, but it's still like the forefront of damn near everything. Like,
It's the data that drives music.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, that shit is not going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, your MIDI is that's your ones and zeros when you create music, man. But yeah, we talk about that a lot. For people, man, hey, listen, if it's here to help you, take the help.
Let's see, Smoking Ace says still seeing arguments about presets is crazy at this point. Yeah, that's wild too.
Bruh, if you arguing with me about presets, you need to get the hell up out of here. You might as well argue with me about ketchup because you want to go outside and squeeze some tomatoes together every time you want to put some ketchup on your fries. I get you, farmer. I get you.
And I'm not mad. Be an artist, be artsy. If you want to be the person who like makes every synth and turn everything, I'm not mad at it. But don't be mad at the people who are trying to just like put together an idea. Because those be like, dog, have you ever seen the Dream make a beat? Like any of those beat making videos?
Yes.
Bro, the Dream, if you saw him as a producer looking at him, you're like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He does the chords like that, like, but he makes hits, bro. That's all that matters. All them songs are hits, bro. So it don't matter if he's playing with the correct finger posturing to play the chords. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? None of that matters because the song is a hit, bro. And I think that's what people got to get over, bro. Like, stop caring about all that little super producer stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Make music, man. Like, nobody's over here like, oh, man.
Right. Don't get hung up on anything. But if you got to get hung up on something, let it be the results and not
exactly
how it came to be. Oh, man, use a MIDI pack? I'm cheating. Shit. Man, give me a dope melody progression. Give me a power screwdriver. I'll have this shit together in
every
no time.
Every time.
Yeah, you go ahead and get the carpal tunnel. I'm gonna build this joint and another joint and another joint. You still gonna be over there beating your chest, being proud about how you're using a analog screwdriver.
I got a regular skateboard and an electric skateboard. My regular skateboard gets no love because that electric is convenient, bro. I ain't gotta, I'm not sweating, I'm not working, bro. Just hit the button, I'm gone.
There you
go. Know what I mean? Sometimes you need that,
There you go. Chan Wick said he bought the Captain plugins. They're trash. I have to agree, and same here, brother. Yeah. Bought them too.
Trash. I just learned how to like lock something in key on Scalar and then send it. I didn't even realize you could do that. So like,
I haven't done that on Scalar.
Yeah, I want to say it was a decap video.
Shout out to decap.
Shout out to decap. Yeah, I'm gonna say decap because I sometimes have YouTube like playing, and I was making the beat, and then that popped up, and then I saw him do it, and I was like, wait. So I turned on the volume, and I was like, oh snap! So you could lock it to the key that you're in. And then you can have it set to like, basically it's transpose.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But so if you don't know how to play, you can just set everything to C, you know what I mean? Or A minor, and then you can just go crazy. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah, Scalar's dope, man. I like Scalar. And I thought I was the only person that watched YouTube videos while making beats.
Oh, bro, that's my vibe. And I think I've made this tip before. Whatever I want to make a beat for, like the vibe, is what I watch. So like if I'm trying to make some club stuff, my favorite thing is to put on like a festival, or I'll put on like the Jamaican dance clubs where they be in the clubs and be wilding out,
suplexing people off the punch bowl. Yeah,
YouTube playlist of that, bro. You gonna make some wild turned up beats, bro. You know what I mean? If I want some super hip hop or something dark, a little Akira, you know what I mean? Never fails. You know what I mean? Gonna make some good little vibes off of that.
Yeah, them joints be wild too, bro. Straight up. I ain't gonna lie. I watch one of them joints on mute. I still get noise complaints. That's how wild them joints are. Like, man. But yeah, I would do that with movies and stuff. I told you about that time. I went over to Bam's crib. Shout out to Bam, and he was doing like a whole bunch of '80s joint. My man had on like The Breakfast Club, like the '80s movie. The Breakfast Club. My man watching Ferris Bueller in that joint. I was like, "This is how you cook. This is how you cook, sir."
That's fire. Yeah, I want to get a projector in my room. I just got to figure out how to get it. I don't know if I got enough room in here to get it to be right, but I want the whole wall. I want to be immersed in the YouTube videos.
There you go. Fire. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. Oh. I think I did something crazy. All right, we back.
Cool.
We back.
Let's see. Y'all just validated me. I do it all the time. YouTube is a great inspiration. That's fat. Yo, Ponzu sent me this joint, and it's like the best nature joints. It's like 2 hours, bro, and it's like a drone just flying over the craziest scenery joints, bro. That's a vibe to make beats to, bro.
Yep.
So that's man. Not
shout out to Baka from Cali be sending me stuff like that.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, bro. That joint works, bro. That joint works. Okay, two things. One related to this, and you'll like this. It's not really so much for visual inspiration, but it's a real stunning movie that you might be able to make just some cool shit to, or just watch for inspiration. It's called Shadow. It's like a samurai joint movie. One of the best shot movies ever. It's beautiful, but the crazy thing is, it looks like it's black and white, but it's not. They shot the movie with like all black and white sets, and so it's like it's color in it. It's just it's weird.
Oh,
it looks
wild.
weird, and it looks real. It looks real dope, and there's hella good fight scenes in there too. But I made a beat watching that joint the other day.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of fire, sir.
On it after the show.
Nicholas Quirk said director. I don't know who directed it, but it was amazing. I just watched a whole bunch of movies that look good visually. Like Sucker Punch looks good visually. It's a terrible movie, but it looks great. Anyway, I forgot what the second thing is I was gonna bring up too. It's kind of related to that. It'll come back to me though.
Yeah. Let's see. I saw somebody talking about J. Cole. I haven't. Have you heard the J. Cole album yet? I haven't heard it yet.
Dog, I've been like I say in school, when they say present, I can't say present. I'm here. I haven't been present. Musically with the outside world, I haven't been present for about 9 days, to be honest with you.
Hey, you ain't missing nothing.
So is it fire though? Y'all let us know.
It's the #1 album, so I'm guessing. And then he killed that freestyle.
True. However, J. Cole having the #1 album doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah. And that's nothing against J. Cole. J. Cole is awesome.
He makes nobody else might have dropped.
Well, some people are so big that they have the #1 album before anyone heard it. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Like if Beyonce came out this morning before anyone heard it, it's already #1. We already know. J. Cole is one of those. He's one of those artists. It's gonna go #1, and then if it was a bad album, it'd be 2-3 weeks later before people are like, you know what, that J. Cole album really didn't deserve to be #1. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure it's crazy.
Let's see.
Oh shit! Ho!
Whoa! That's what you saw. I set up. I was like, wait, what?
Air Horns fam, listen. We have a legend. Hold on, where the crowd at? We got a legend. We're gonna roll out the red carpet. We got Jay Electronica in the building. Come on, bro.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Jay Elect, spam them hearts for the homie.
Yes,
Jay
sir.
Elect. Listen, man, he's done so much for you. Spam them hearts. Do a little something for him. It's the least you can do. But Jay Elect in the building. Listen, man, honored to have you here.
Yes,
and we were talking about something, but while we have you here, I think he commented on one of my posts before, and I believe the topic was artists always picking what the producer thinks are the worst beats. And so Jay Elect commented, and he was like, he said he picks the throwaway joints all the time. And I just wonder, like, what is it about artists always picking the throwaway joints? Because I know it's happening with you, Trezor. It's happened with pretty much everybody in this chat. Why do artists pick the throwaway joints? So Jay Elect, if you're still up in here, man, let us know why you personally like the throwaway joint. Dog, I'd be so discouraged. You'd be happy that they pick something.
Right.
But usually when a throwaway gets picked, it's because you done went through like 8 of the ones that you knew for sure was going to take you to the top.
Oh, he said, okay, let me give it from my perspective. Okay, I want to know this.
Yes, indeed.
Inquiring minds need to know. Because I have a theory, but I want to hear from. Yeah, I think this is gonna be interesting.
And the crazy thing is, it's not like, oh yeah, that's happened to me and this happened to him, and those are the only people I know. It seems to happen to all producers. So I'm like, do artists listen different, or is it something about us when we set out to do a certain thing? It turns out one way from their perspective, or and the stuff that we kind of not don't care about, but you know, the stuff that we for some reason, that's the joints that they. I'm like, man, do I need to stop caring?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, but that was interesting, and I meant to actually bring up that topic a few shows ago. So, and then okay. All right. Would you like to read this out?
Yes, he says, every time someone wants to give me beats, they always select the ones they feel I would sound good on or do well on. And that doesn't take into account how I feel or how I'd like to be on. That is a legit point.
That is a legit point. Okay. So the other day, I'm working on a project with somebody, or I'm about to start working on a project with them. And they're like, you know, send me some stuff. And I asked the question, well, what are you on now? And they weren't offended, but they were like, just kind of send me whatever. But I think that's a legit way to start. Is like, let me ask you what you on before I go through and send you 10 joints of, you know, the total opposite direction. Because a lot of times producers just have your latest body of work to go off of. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, but no, Mr. Electronica, you definitely put that into perspective. And I never thought about that. Because we only use the past as a frame of reference.
That's fine. He says, and usually throwaway is something that isn't prepared in the prepared folder. And see, that's what he said. That's a beautiful question to ask. So that makes sense, huh? Because my assumption was that he was. This is just my thought. As producers, I feel like we like all the crazy melodies and crazy drum patterns. And I feel like a lot of times the more open and the more simple, a lot of times the artists love those way more.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, but that's a good perspective. Just like, all right, this is how I'm feeling. And they're probably not on the same vibe that they've been on at that time. Life changed, completely different stuff, you know what I mean? So that makes sense.
It'll be some people I'll go in with and I'll play like you were saying, what I think that they would sound good on based off of what they did before. And they always go back to like the grimiest of the crate digging joints that I ever did. Like all the grimy crate digging joints in the fact they're like, no, that one. I'm like, but you do pop music.
Exactly.
That's what happened with that Nicki Minaj Mario record.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man, pop stuff. No, it's like, give that sample with the break that you chop. Yeah, give us that.
Okay, he says, just because it's well produced doesn't mean that I like that one. I may love the one you think is trash. That's a gem, bro. That's a gem.
That's some perspective for your ass.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna like that one.
That is true, and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. As a producer, you kind of got in your mind how you freak this parameter, or how you freak that, and you went all out on the production. But yeah, you can make the best key lime pie in the world, but if that person don't like limes, don't matter.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's probably great, but I don't eat that. Give me some of that, whatever type of pie over there. So,
Trizzy Track, what up, bro?
Trizzy, what up, man? We got all the superstars in the house. We got Trizzy Track, we got J Electronica. We got a broken air horn button. It's all good. But so we in here getting some perspective, Trizzy. About, and I know it's happened to you before too. I know you submit tracks all over the place, and we were wondering why artists seem to pick the throwaway beats, but J Electronica broke that down so eloquently, and I think we all learned the gem here, man. So look, spam those hearts one more time, man. If
Jay's still in here, I have a question. So, for example, what advice would you give to a producer? Say someone's coming to play beats for you. How would they prep their folder? Should they just have all right, these are is it like spades where it's like, you be like, look, I got 3 and some possibles. You know what I mean? Is that how you're supposed to line them up? Would you advise them to take 3 of them that they think, and then maybe some risk and add those in together? Or what advice would you give somebody preparing a folder to play? Because I would like to hear from a perspective of someone who actually, raps, and because we're all producers. So I feel like we all think
we're
of
all the senders.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't get a lot of artists in here that are on the receiving end of this. Yeah. And I had a follow-up question, but Yeah, that's really good. So before we get an answer, how do you tend to prepare? Because I know I go the diversity method. You know what I mean? Like, all right, it's gonna be all the ones that I feel are gonna be the short shot ones in the beginning, and they're gonna be renamed and they're gonna play in a specific order. But I try not to do too many in the same vein.
Yeah.
Right next to each other, you know, because it's like an album. Like when somebody put out a double album, all the slow songs be on one joint and all the fast songs be on another joint. So I like to keep it mixed up so I don't lose people in the middle of the playing, you know, in the middle of the playing.
And I think it helps when you have like the rest of your catalog super organized. And then because it's like, okay, say if somebody likes like, oh, I like this beat, but I want more of that kind of joint. Then it's like, it's easy to like, all right, cool, I could go in this folder. I know I have something on this kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, we're very similar of like, I try to do random stuff, like a couple that I know, and then just kind of shots in the dark. You know what I mean? And then it's like, I have a bunch on the side, like in case, like, all right, you like this vibe, but you want more of this? Like, all right, cool, let's go. I got some of this in the tuck too.
That's a fact. If you can, have like similar stuff available to grab. I was doing a consultation yesterday, and you know, we were talking about that because one of the worst things that could happen is someone picks something and then you like, I know I got more stuff like that.
Oh, you got,
but it's like, yeah, and then you start that. What did I name that joint? Oh, I'm gonna play the one, but I think I did it last year, and then you go through all that. But if you got, let's say, all, I don't know, trap, all boom bap, or just some way that you can easily access certain things, I think you're better off. But that comes with organization. And I think a lot of people just think it's boring, tedious stuff, but it's really a life changer. You know what I mean? Like, bro, it makes all the difference in the world. And I think I have another consultation coming up this week where I'm about to walk someone through how to do their entire browser. And how to organize that joint. The Oracle method, bro.
Oh, prepared to get the notes.
Get
the notes out.
It's gonna be fun. So let's see what Print is talking about. Sometimes I come in gambling and then try to do the ones I think they'll like. It's not a bad method.
Hey, we got all the heavy
hold on,
today,
bro. Listen, goodness gracious. Do we got room in here for all these legends? I think we do. Young Amond Jackson in here. Listen, everybody. Bro. Most people in here know who Amond is. Not only is he a friend of the show, not only is he a homie, he's one of the greatest engineers on the face of the earth.
Facts.
For sure. And he just happens to be living with another engineer that's one of the greatest engineers on the face of the earth. And real quick, while we have him in here and he's top of mind, Amond's been doing some dope mixing classes, bro. Like he mixed Future Vocal like a week or two ago, like live.
That's fire. Like
straight off the, like you get to see the Pro Tools. He's mixing live. And I think he did a Playboy Cardi beat. He mixed that joint.
Oh, that's fire.
No, them joints are fire. So he got some more coming up. I think he got another one coming up this month. I will keep you guys posted on that because I think these classes are just something that everybody needs. Definitely. Because it's one thing to watch a tutorial, somebody tell you about it, and YouTube is it, but to watch somebody do stuff with celebrity vocals, celebrity beats, and just see it like direct off the Pro Tools. Like you get to see everything, like it's in your DAW, and you get to listen to it on your speakers. I think that's really dope. So if y'all would like to be interested and y'all want us to keep you up to date on Amond's classes, just go ahead and spam the hearts down there. But I just think it's something that people really need to get into, man. Like for sure.
He says May 22nd. It's his
May 22nd. Bet.
Hey, so go follow him. Check it out. Every time he's one of the people that every time you talk to him, you're gonna learn something. I don't think I've ever spoken to him and not learned something.
Jim Carrey, for sure. For sure.
Jim Jones.
What time on the 22nd DJ Watson wants to know?
Oh, and last thing about the playing beats is how people make like type beats. I feel like, and again, I'm not bashing. I'm trying to tiptoe here because I don't want people to think I'm like bashing that whole thing. But
Bash away.
When you're doing placements, because most people want to shop these records out, right? You're hearing a record and it's behind, right? I mean, now the turnaround is quicker than what it was before, but you're still hearing a record 4 months behind, 5 months behind, because they're doing a promo, they're doing all the ramp up to get it hype and situated, or they're waiting for an album. So you're hearing a record behind. So again, it's like if you're making beats what they did on this past project, by the time you get to them, you're a year, 2 years behind. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and you're still thinking like that. So it's like they're gonna be like, bro, nah. So you need to think of what's next always. And I feel like that's where it gets tricky, because I feel a lot of people play safe and they keep trying to just remake what's worked and not kind of push the envelope some. That's a fact. Yeah, and that's the part where I really want people to innovate more and push the boundaries, because that's how we're gonna progress, man.
Facts. You got to try to get an inside scoop too.
Oh yeah,
ain't nothing better when you get that call like, no, they doing a such and such type of album. Because if not, you end up looking like the parent that's like, hey, I bought you some dinosaur toys for your birthday. Like, I'm 16 now. I was into that when I was 8. You're late. I'm not into that anymore. So yeah, man, you're absolutely right. Try to get that inside track and have some randoms in there. Don't just do what you tried to do before. Like Trezor was saying, have those randoms. Have those randoms lined up, bro. For sure.
That's like going to the baby and be like, you play a bunch of beats that sound like that kind of vibe. And it's like, bro, one, Jetson's already gonna give him that kind of vibe. So you're competing against that, the man who made that sound. So it's like, yo, your best chance is to do something different and
at least have it with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's gonna increase your odds like crazy amount.
Yeah. Have something on you. For sure.
So DJ Watson asks a good question. He says, what kind of research do you recommend to get ahead of the curve?
Okay. Something basic. This may help you, may not. What artists that you might want to get to, and this is kind of spotty, but follow them. If they do an interview somewhere and they got an album coming up, or just a lot of times the artists will tell you what they're into now, or when they talk to people or they do interviews, they talk about what they're into, or they talk about what they want their next album to sound like, or they even talk about what they want in a producer. So a lot of that is just following people. Another thing is I'm friends with, ASRs. Jesus, show my mind at A&Rs.
You know him too?
Yeah, my man in Sonic. But yeah, like A&Rs and stuff like that. So they'll give you the scoop. People like Trezor. I'm cool with Trezor. Trezor might know something. I might know something for him. You know what I mean? So it's no one way I could think of, but just any way you can. Just try to get that inside information.
And a lot of times, bro, I'll like, it's like a singer or something, I'm like, what key do they sing in? Because some people have that key. If you notice, they got like a range, and it's like certain keys they sound really good in. So I look at their top 3 or 4 songs, what key is it in? Tempos, like, you know what I mean? Like, what tempo range do they stay in? So that way, it's like you still free to explore and do a bunch of stuff, but you kind of got an idea of like, oh, they enjoy this key. So I'm gonna make some beats in this key because their voice sounds great on this. It gives them range, you know what I mean? So all that little stuff is stuff that I don't think people normally think of. And then it makes a big difference though.
Yeah, it may be a little piece, but the more little pieces you got in front of you, the better you're able to create a better picture and give yourself at least some type of leg up in the game. Someone had a really interesting question. Chan Wick. Hey, have y'all ever got placements for artists that you don't generally listen to?
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, not all the time, but definitely.
So my first placement was this group called SAS. You remember SAS? Dipset? From Europe. No, I had never heard of them. Bro, I had never heard of Europe. I mean, I said never heard of Europe, of SAS. Like, I didn't know any, like, UK artists, any of that, bro. So it was like totally different for me. And I was in high school. I was young. So it was just so weird of like, what the world is going on? But opened a lot of doors and ended up getting more stuff within that whole, from that. I mean, shoot, even recently. It's a lot of times, bro. Sometimes I just be sending, bro. You never know what you gonna get back.
Sometimes people hit you with stuff. I know for me, I can't even think. I know it's a lot of people. Not a lot of people. It's some people I did stuff with. I don't generally listen to, like Christina Aguilera.
Mm-hmm.
Not that she was dope. I just never listened to her before I got a placement. With Neo, same thing. August Alsina, same thing.
I got a Baby Bash record.
See, you don't listen to a lot of Baby Bash.
I got a Andy Milonakis record.
Yeah, now that's the wild. I'm trying to think if I got one just as wild as that.
I feel like we did this and you did.
I did, but I forgot who it is. I always forget. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I did have somebody that was a little wilder. It wasn't a gospel joint, was it?
Well, you had the Snoop Dogg. You have a Go-Go Snoop Dogg gospel record, which is wild.
That is wild, but
that's
it's not
wild.
as wild as Andy Milonakis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got some wild ones.
Yeah. I might think of the one the crazy one, but right now you hold that title though.
Yeah, so it happens. I'm telling you be sending them packs out and you don't be knowing how sometimes people pass beats along. What's that record? Oh, that Jay Park record. It's me and Diego did. We could send it to somebody completely different, bro. And then he gave the beat to him. So that's how that whole placement even came about, is someone completely different, an artist, and then he took that beat and gave it to somebody else. And then they ended up being that record.
Never know. Okay. I know we got some. All right, let's see what the people are saying here. Okay. I had another question.
Okay. So B-Listic says, I agree with that for placement, but Beat Sales upcoming artists want to be copycats. I agree to a point, but I still feel like you could do what's trending and be yourself at the same time, instead of people using the same, like the Baby type beat, and they're going to use the same 808, and they're going to use
it's really going to sound like the Baby type beat.
Yeah, this is like, bro, it's room for interpolation, bro. It's like you could push it a little bit and still give that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to put more ish on it. Make it the baby ish.
Yeah,
more ish. Yeah, more ish. Yeah,
that's a good one. We'll see. And then, what does getting place mean? So it's kind of vague. I mean, but most of the time when people say place, is like major artists or artists of some kind of note. Getting a record on them.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that is a fact. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say. I had a whole little thing. Anyway, but yeah.
Oh, speaking of placement, go check out Cam Wallace, Motown Records' newest signee. The single artist. We Made It. You know what I mean? Produced by your boy
Young Fire. I mean? Yes, sir. Young Trizzle on the production.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Had to hit him with the wink and the gun.
not the wink and the gun.
It's like, I understand the wink and I can understand the gun, but the wink and the
gun. Someone said, what is the best way to spend less time on social media and more time earning money?
Shane, what up?
What up? Who in?
Shane, my homie from VA.
Oh, what up? Oh shit, what up, Shane? So just to reiterate, the question was, what's the best way to spend less time on social media and more time earning money? Something that we talked about on this show a lot, and this person may have missed it. Schedule your social media posts ahead of time. Get a scheduling app, make your posts ahead of time, and put them out. So that way, at least you're not going on social media to post something and then getting stuck. Because if you want to really be on a consistent content game, you may want to post at least once, twice, maybe 3 times a day. So you run that risk up to 3 times a day of just going on there to actually do something for yourself and then getting sucked into what Instagram or Facebook or whatever has to offer. So if you schedule your stuff ahead of time, you only go on there when you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the biggest tip that I could offer there.
Yeah, man, I'd be surprised. I'd be getting likes. I'm like, what happened? And then it'd be like a post. Because like the podcast clip, I don't even see them, bro. I don't know what's going out on the podcast clips until they're out.
I tell people that all the time. And so people here may not know that. Yeah, we don't know. Those podcast clips that we put out that you see throughout the week, we see them like you see. We don't know.
Yeah, we did say that.
We don't know what they're going to be. We don't remember what we said once we turn this off every Friday. We have no clue. So yeah, we'll see. I'll see a clip on like Tuesday or something. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty good topic that we have right there.
Yeah, because they cut them up, they send them, and they go straight. I got the system from Oracle, so it goes to the VA. VA loads them bad boys up, schedule them modes out.
Well, the person that actually
that's right for you.
What becomes topics and what becomes the joints? That's the most important thing. That's Beats music.
I got you.
Yeah, Beats is picking them. Realistic is making the videos look nice and neat, and he's scheduling them out, and we don't see them until they come out. I have no idea, and it never fails. Someone always calls me when like one of our joints go out. That's like a real hit. Like, yo, they don't want to talk to you about what you said in the clip. I'm like, what clip? They're like, the clip that you put out an hour ago. I'm like, what? Wait, hold on. Let me look. Or they'll be like, so what do you think about X, Y, and Z? I'm like, I don't know. Exactly. Like, what? You did a video on it? Like, I did.
And bro, I'm not gonna front, because sometimes I overthink stuff and I'd be like, man, should I have worded this a better way? I'm not gonna post this little clip because I'm overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? So me taking myself out the equation, it makes it so much easy.
Yes.
It's just like, all right, cool. It's gonna go out.
Yes.
Hey, I gotta deal with it. You know what I mean?
And honestly, if it wasn't for that type of assistance, there wouldn't be those types of clips. Like, you wouldn't get that type of content from this podcast, because we don't like listening to it. We don't really know what it is. You know, all the things that Trizza just mentioned before. So I think it's dope just to have somebody else decide. Somebody else be the taste maker here. Hey, man. You know what I mean? And sometimes they pick the throwaway joints.
Oh, yeah. See?
What you think of the throwaways and they hit.
Exactly.
Throwaway clips hit.
Let's see. We got a Smoking Ace says shout out to Beats and Realistic. Hey, shout out to both of them for the hard work and dedication, because man, a lot of this stuff, bruh, we try to do this all by ourselves. It did not work out well. It didn't work out good at all. So I appreciate them always.
Yeah. Facts. It did not work out at all.
Okay, so
no workout.
Oracle, I got this question. I feel like I know your answer, but I feel like this is a very Oracle is going to give a great answer to this question. So I'm gonna group them together. He says tips on making better melodies, and then he asks tips on making better drum loops.
Oh, okay. How about this? How about we double answer this? I'll do the drum portion, and you can do the melody portion.
Oh, okay. Because you gave me a tip, and it applies to both. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna let Oracle answer it.
Okay. Well, what was the tip?
Well, you know how Greg Cardone got the 10x rule? Yours is the 3x rule. Like,
yes, sir. I called it 3 times dope method.
There we go.
Yeah. So what you do is you make and like you said, this does apply to both. So you make a melody, or you make a drum loop, or you make whatever, and then you just ask yourself 3 times, how can I make this doper? So you make it and it's cool, it's good, and then you're like, how can I make this doper? Think of something, you do that, ask yourself again, do it, ask yourself one more time, how can I make this doper? And then there you go. Because it's like that that exercise. I don't know if you've ever seen people do, you watch a lot of Tony Robbins, so you might even seen something like this, where he asks the person will ask everybody to put their hand up as high as they can, and everybody does it, and then he's like, all right, now put it up just a little bit higher, and everybody can go a little bit higher.
Hey, exactly.
That's what it's like for me, because you make something you like, it's good and that's dope, but your hand is just at that first initial joint. It could be doper. Like, you have at least 3 things that you could do to make this way doper, and it's going to be 3 times doper than what you thought your dopeness limit was.
That's right.
Yeah.
So hey, there you go. Chan says, do people make a living doing beats for porn? Is it like traditional sync licensing? That I have no idea.
I don't either, but somebody got to make that music. And that music doesn't seem like you would hear it anywhere else.
You know, the crazy story is Benny Blanco, the producer. That's how he got started. That's how he got discovered. Is making that kind of, making those the Talk 48 soundtracks. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that until I watched the episode of what show was that? Lil Dicky.
Dave.
Lil Dicky, Dave. Yeah. And Benny Blanco was on there, and I didn't know that until then.
Yeah, that's how he got discovered, bro. So that's a wild way. And then made hits, bro.
Super hits.
Bro. It ain't like he was just like, I got a couple off. He made hits, bro.
Yeah.
Smoking Aces says sleazy type beats.
That's facts. My man was making hits for smashing. I was making smash hits for everybody.
Man. What's that story? Insurrection type?
Yo, first of all, I don't know, but we can't have that topic and then you have a question that ends with the word erection. I'm just saying.
No. It's a story in Atlanta. It was by Doppler. Golly, what was it?
Oh,
I think it's Insurrection. That's what it's called.
I think so.
Yeah, Insurrection.
That's a crazy.
Why does Insurrection? Isn't that what they did at the Capitol?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes, that word has a lot of meaning, I guess.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
I think this fun fact, most people here know this, but since we're talking about this topic, FL Studio was originally made to produce porn music. So just like most things, that industry innovates in technology. Facts.
Yeah. Thanks, Chan, for sending us down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, for sure. See?
Thanks, man.
For sure. The Rabbit Hole. That wasn't the name of that store? No? Okay. No. So it's like, I'm done.
Alice in Wonderland.
I'm not messing with y'all today.
Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. Now, or should I try to be everywhere all at once because my inclination is to try to be present at least a couple places right now?
What was the first part of that question? Well, did it start with the word now?
No. Okay. It's okay, guys. I followed up questions of sorts. I started marketing and got an LLC like y'all suggested. Let's go. Come on. That.
LLC gang. Limit your liability.
Is there any place especially important to concentrate on? Now, and that's what he's okay. So any place that you should concentrate on now, or should I be everywhere all at once? Because my inclination is to be present at least a couple places right now.
Okay. I don't know in terms of what, just like getting yourself out there as a producer. My immediate gut answer to that, and I hope I'm getting it right, is try to be in a variety of places, not necessarily everywhere. You could kind of gauge where people are or where opportunities may seem they are the most. And I would try to be in as many of those places as possible without stretching myself thin. And let's just take it like social media. When I first got started, I got noticed mainly from Instagram. But I had also put stuff on Facebook. I had also put stuff on Twitter. I put stuff here, there, like 5-6 different places. And Instagram just happened to be the place that was for me. So that's why I say kind of be, but I wasn't on Google. I was on Google Plus, but I'm pretty sure you were the only person I knew on there. Bro, I'm still on Pinterest.
Oh, snap!
I'm still posting on Pinterest like every day.
People over there looking up like recipes. They're like, this beat slap. This beat is hard.
Pinterest, ironically, a great traffic source.
I believe it. I ain't gonna front like I don't be on there.
Weird enough, and Reddit. I post on Reddit too.
Oh, yeah,
I have my own Reddit joint. I don't really do a lot on there, but good source traffic. Anyway, I would say, man, just try to be in the places that you think count, and because something may take off for you more than something else would.
And see, I took it as like like he was saying, like a broader like business thing, like because he was saying he got his LLC and started marketing, and then he's like, what's important next? So I'm just gonna go broad and say, find something that's gonna bring in income and focus on that, and then get that down, because then you can use that income to reinvest and do other stuff from that. You get what I'm saying? Then you can start like hiring people to do outsource certain stuff. But if you're not making no money, it's gonna be hard to do that. So that's what the first thing I would do. I try to figure out a way to systemize it and get it down, go from there, and then start, moving to other stuff.
Well put.
Let's go. We'll see. Prentice says, any suggestion for website builders? Oh man.
Yeah. Now I'm assuming he's not talking about platforms. He's talking about builders, like The drag and drop boys?
Yeah, I think like drag and drop. I mean, Shopify is the go-to.
For sure. Like that's all I know.
The funnels, you know what I mean? The funnels of Click.
Yeah, Click funnels. I do think you should, and not saying that Prentice isn't here, but anybody looking at Click funnels, I do think you have to have a little something going on, and it would benefit to have a little knowledge of another platform first. Not saying you can't go straight into Click funnels without having anything else, but
it's the setup that makes Click funnels great. If you don't understand the setup, then it's not going to be as.
Yeah, it's not so much building the pages; it's how you put the journey together.
Exactly. Yeah, but anything you could do in these other ones, most of the time you could do in Shopify. They have apps and stuff for it, so that would be my go-to. Lens's Beauty, young Maya.
Hey, young Maya in the building.
What's good?
SoundOracle.net family.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to Maya, man. Maya does all the dope boxes and artwork for everything at SoundOracle.net. She does other things too, as a matter of fact. So shout out to Maya, man, for sure.
Facts. Let's see. Tip drill beats. I'm just seeing that.
You know, I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom of this because I already know it's some crazy stuff in there.
Apollo or Focusrite interface.
For me, Focusrite, only because that's my last four interfaces have been Focusrite. Nothing against Apollo or anything like that. I just usually have the need for a lot of ins and outs and not the need to spend an astronomical amount of money. So I just kind of like Focusrite as a company. Their preamps are good, their prices are good, and they always got something in their line that's going to fit what I need at the time.
Who makes Duet? Apollo? Does it?
Yes.
Or is it Apogee?
Apogee and Apollo, I confuse.
Yeah. Hold on. Duet.
Yeah. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's Apogee.
One of those or both of those is only for Mac. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think Apogee, the Duet.
Okay.
So I've had my Duet since it's Apogee, so it's a little different, but I've had it since like 2012. It's died on me and came back to life. So
it died here.
They died at the Producer Power Summit. That joint died.
Oh, at the summit. That's right.
Yeah,
at the summit.
Yeah, it came back to life, and I'm still using the same one. And I think it's crazy. I'm looking at the Apollo, the one that they had at NAMM, the little small one.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't need much from an interface, man. I'm not doing too much at the crib, but playing on speakers. You know,
how much they want for that joint? Do you know?
Like $400 or $500.
How many ins and outs?
Not enough. It looks nice though. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I get it.
Yeah, I'm also looking at the focus. I'm trying to hold on, bro. I don't want to buy nothing. Interface is like on a hard drive. It's like, bro, it's not fun. I don't want to buy it unless I have to.
Yeah. No, it's not fun to buy anything like utilitarian. I think I'm using that word correctly, but anything that just like serves a basic function, that's never fun to buy. Even though those remember I told you about the little stands, the little desk stands I bought that I was clowning because they was too small. I think I told you about that last week. Kind of like them joints, so much so I ordered 4 more.
Oh, snap.
You know me. When I see something I like, I'm just like,
oh yeah, you go ahead.
Give me that whole section there, bro. Size 11. I'm like that. So man, these little stands are dope. If I could find if I could just post a picture of it afterwards, I'll put it in my stories of one of them stands. But yo, they pretty fire, bro. Pretty fire.
Yeah, you gotta send me a picture of them joints.
But yeah. But as far as sound cards go, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those choices. If you're looking, it depends on what you're looking for. And if it's a budget thing, I would go Focusrite. I'm not here to say Focusrite is better, even though it might not be. Focusrite serves me right. And I have an 18i20 right now. And that's because I needed a lot. I wanted a lot of ins and outs in case I decided, I'm hooking up a tape machine and a this and that. So I needed that. But for my travel joint, I got a Focusrite 2i2.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I kind of like it. The red, the price is good, and the name tells me exactly what's going on the interface.
Exactly.
18i20 or the 2i2.
I ain't gonna front. I know a lot of people are gonna say like the ADD converter and all that, bro. I really can't tell the difference. I have no idea, bro.
Right.
Bro, I be recording demos on a $200 mic and this old interface from 2012, and I can't tell. People think like, "Hey, this sounds great." I'm like, "Hey, that's all that matters. I don't care about any of the other stuff." I mean, I'm sure the quality can get better, but what I got, it's working. So I keep it rocking.
Bruh, notice I didn't mention anything about the sound because much like you, I can't tell. I can't be like, yo, this interface sounds better than that interface. My thing is I need to hear something out of these speakers so I get a audio representation of what I'm doing right here on this computer.
That's right.
It's gonna get mixed, and it's not gonna get mixed by me.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get roughly mixed by me, and you know, any Focusrite or any top brand, they're gonna have stuff. It's gonna be good enough to get the job done. It's not like it's gonna be inferior. So my thought process on the matter only goes that far because I'm like, it's gonna go to if it's gonna turn into anything, it's gonna go to an engineer first.
Okay, so this question, and then I have a topic based off this question, and somebody asked me. So, okay, have you ever mixed on a MixCube?
No, I haven't personally.
I have, and I'm actually about to buy one for the
crib. You saying that? You've been saying that,
yeah. I was hitting my plug to see if I could get a better discount, but they don't have the discounts like that. For it ain't worth it to go through that whole route. So I'm gonna order it. So yeah, I'm gonna get one just because I like hearing stuff on a smaller speaker as a reference, and I don't have like a good reference thing at the crib. So I'm actually gonna get one, but they're dope. I'm not mad at them at all. It's like the idea of an NS10s. Like NS10s were like,
oh yeah,
they keep saying they're so shitty that they're great. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying MixCubes are shitty, but it's just so clean and so like polished. If you can make it sound good on that, it's gonna sound great everywhere else.
Okay, now I wish Realistic was. I don't know if Realistic is in here. I don't think he is. But I would ask him. I just thought about like how far or how good are the speaker emulation parts of plug? Because you know a lot of plugins now got like it can emulate this speaker and emulate computer speakers and all that, so you can kind of mix and see what it sounds like on different speakers.
That is a good question.
I wonder how those stack up to just like, nah, I'm gonna get some NS10s or MixCube, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would think they ain't that great just because they still sell NS10s and MixCube. Bro, you can't buy NS10s, bro, nowhere, bro. Them just are so expensive now.
Oh, that's funny that they're so expensive for something that breaks so easily,
bro. You would blow NS10 so easy, bro. I done messed up a couple of them in my day, dog.
Yeah, be easy. It's not for rocking the party.
And you gotta have an amp with them. That was the whole thing. And then it's like a certain amp to get that sound. It was too much, bro. That's why I'm getting a MixCube. It's like, bro, I ain't trying to mess with any of that. And he asked, are you gonna do a pair or just one? So I'm just getting one for the crib.
Okay.
I'm not mad at the pair though, but
you getting one for the crib and one for the car, right?
Yeah, you know, gotta get that trunk rattling. And so, okay, my question for you, Oracle, is so my homeboy is like, yo, I stay in a small apartment, right? So I got to be cautious of the noise. I want to get studio monitors, right? And he sent me, I believe it's the same monitors you got, but it's the small ones. It's not the 5, it's the one under the 5. So I've never used a monitor that small. And my advice to him was, I hated my 5s, right? Because I didn't like the bass, and then I had the Yamaha ones, which I hated those speakers anyway. But then the 5s, you know, excuse me, it's like you're limited on how the bass kind of goes. It's like you only gonna get so much, right?
Right.
At least if you got, I'm telling him to go bigger because I think he's asking for the 3.5s, right? So I'm like, yo, at least get the 5s and then turn them down on the back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, my advice was going to be similar. Like, always get the bigger version. Okay. And because all monitors go to 0. You know what I mean? Like, you could always turn them all the way down. Yeah, and a lot of them, like the ones I got, you know, they have frequency response and stuff on the back too. So, you know, it's a whole lot of tweaking you could do on the back to make them quieter. But like you said, you can only go up so much. And say you got one neighbor that always complains or whatever, but that neighbor for some reason goes away for a month or a week. It's turn up week, right?
Exactly.
You want to be able to turn up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it say 220 on the dash. You ain't driving 220 nowhere, but just in case you had to.
Yeah, every once in a while you gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So definitely go bigger, because you could always go quieter. But there's gonna come a time where you're gonna want to turn up, and that second that you do, you're gonna get your money's worth. And you may move one day.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
Have you ever blew a pair of monitors?
Yeah.
You hear that sarcasm?
Yeah. A pair.
Man,
crazy.
I got one KRK I'm looking at that I use as a DJ joint because I blew the other one. I don't know how many NS10s. Bro, I probably get 6 of them.
I've blown 2 pair of monitors in a day, bro. Ooh. In a day. And guess what? I didn't own either one of those pairs. So it was not a good day.
Ooh. Do you use a sub? Day. Bro, I hate subs, bro. Am I the only for playback? I
hate subs. To me, it's just another variable in there that I'm not too sure about. I believe to have a sub, you gotta know what the hell you're doing. Your crossover gotta be set right. It gotta be placed right. Also, if you have a sub and your room isn't treated, I can't really judge you because my room isn't treated either, but I'm gonna kind of judge you. Because it's like you're really going specific.
You're going crazy.
MacGruber on this part, but everything around it ain't even right to receive it the right way. But yet, in short, I don't like subs. It's just it's confusing me. I don't know what the low end is really doing.
Yeah, that's why I stay away from subs. I want to hear as near as like what everybody else is gonna hear as possible.
Yes. Yeah.
Only if I'm playing stuff back, then it's like cool to have that super OD ignoring like Cadillac Caprice kind of thumping.
Yeah. Only when you're walking around and you getting the vibe or something.
A couple people asked about sub pack.
Bro, I was looking at the sub pack the other day. It's hanging up right over there.
Bro, wow. Yeah. I don't know if I need that for me. I think it's just more of a vibe thing than it is a mixing thing.
Yeah, it's a novelty. It's a novelty. It's not really, and if this is in conjunction to the neighbor thing, it's not really going to substitute for feeling like you're playing your music loud. It just doesn't. It doesn't work like that. It's a dope vibe and it's a nice novelty thing, and you feel like more is happening, but it's not. The more that is adding, you still crave what you're not getting in your ear.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think he was directed towards somebody else, but this is funny. He says, how are people doing 12-bar verses and they don't sound like they're missing the 4th part? that is a legit question, though. It's like when I read it, I was like, that's a pretty good question.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate the concept of 12-bar verses. Like, they sound cool. Like, I'm not saying they sound stupid or nothing, but I just like, damn, you threw. You ain't throw it off, but just something about 12 instead of 8 or 16.
Yeah, a lot of times people kind of have like almost like a chant in there somewhere, so it kind of breaks up the verse. So when you go into the hook, then it kind of switches it up.
Yeah.
But I'm not the biggest fan of the 12 either. I ain't gonna front. Most of the time when I make beats, it's the 8 and the 8. That's how I make beats. It's 8 hook, 8 verse, duplicate, and we out.
Yeah. Listen. 8 and 8 works for me, especially for some showcasing purposes. 8 and 8 for sure. 8 and 8. This is a good question. What are some of your favorite objects to use when creating sounds? Like hitting a pan with a metal spoon, etc.
That's all you, my dog.
Yes, sir.
That's your forte.
Okay, let's break it down in order of importance. No, honestly, buckets. I grew up in the DMV. I grew up on go-go. I also grew up on bucket drummers, all in the streets of DC and Maryland and all that growing up. So buckets for me, number 1. Number 2, pots and pans for sure. Ping, ping, ting, ting. That's for sure. Third, I'm trying to do something abstract that always gives me a good sound. A bed. Well, parts of a bed. Box springs.
Trillville.
What'd you say?
I said Trillville.
Trillville. No, not the squeaky deakies.
Okay.
But box springs. I think it's two packs I have loops that I did with box springs. It's something about if you can do this or are willing to do this, taking a box spring and turning it on its side and using it as a drum, like hit the wooden parts on the frame that you can feel through. That's always good. And let me throw in one more. Hand percussion from wherever your local music store is. I would go to Earth Shaking Music back in the day. I haven't been there in a while, and I would just buy a ton of hand percussion and random drums. And the thing is, even though they're real drums or real instruments, I would always, not always, but a lot of times I would record them outside.
Oh yeah,
it just adds something
nature
different.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a regular drum, but the environment is weird.
So you got the most random. Oracle had about 50 little drums just sitting around. Then they just line around like little
like
little
toys.
Table, little table ornaments. It's like, bro, what is this, dog?
Yeah, all the decoration.
It's just drums.
Little drums or drum machines. Yeah, but that was a good question, though. That's definitely a good question.
Let's see. Admiral said hitting a waterbed.
That's a terrible sound.
That's when you sound designing for them other companies that we was talking about earlier. That's what there you go.
Yeah. But how my man Cleveland say, that's terrible.
That's all right. Okay, when you're arranging tracks before bouncing down, how long are you making the track and how complex do you get with the arrangement?
All right, one more time.
So basically, when you finish making the beat, you're arranging. How long do you make the how long are you making the tracks, and then how complex do you make it with the arrangement?
2.5 minutes usually for me. 2.5 minutes, or as close as I could get with duplicating whatever parts. Also, the arrangement gets as complex as the acapella I'm playing over the beat when I'm arranging it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried. It's a fine line, man, because it's always gonna feel empty in a way, like you should do more. But then too, you gotta think. Feel empty. Yeah, that's a perfect point. Because you gotta think too. A lot of times the artist's gonna cut to it, then they gonna do their little chops and stutters and all that stuff, and you don't want to go too ham. But I just try to make each section interesting. Like, so when you go from first part of the hook to the second part of the hook, you know it. When you go from the second part of the hook to the verse, you know it. Then you go to the next part of the verse, you know, it's just slight changes, and like it's certain stuff that just works for throughout music that you know that it's a transition coming without having to do a riser or something like that. You could drop out all the music at a point. You could little stuff like that. So I try to do those, and that's really it, bro. I try not to overthink it too much. But the acapella, I'm telling you, the gym.
Oh yeah, that's the move. That's been a tried and true gym for years, and that's the reason too. Or the reason why I arrange a lot with acapellas on there is it's an artist, somebody in there holding that spot to make sure that I don't OD. And that person was with me during the creation of the beat, and they're gonna be with me during the arrangement. Now, after I arrange it to the acapella, I may go back with fresh ears and do a couple of changes on the arrangement, nothing too crazy, but the acapella is gonna make sure I don't do too much, and then I could go back and just keep it around the same vein if I do.
You know something I noticed, bro? Before we did the podcast, I was making some beats, bro. I need to get a stand-up desk, bro, because I make beats better when I'm standing up, bro. Me sitting down, I feel like, bro. I was in here jumping around, screaming, dog, dancing. I'm like, okay, and then the beat came out crazy. I was like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do: remove the chair and stand up every time I make a beat now.
Yeah. I had a couple of stand-up desk type of arrangements. What I did now, you haven't been here since pandemic.
Bro, I haven't been here. It's been a year and some change, man.
No, it's been a while. So I got these monitor arms, and they're touchscreen. So what I'll do is I can raise them up real high, and I could also tilt the monitor to face up. So I just stand up, and then I just do.
That's right.
And I put a clip. Like I clipped a tray to one of the other ones so I could put the mouse and the keyboard on it. So now I could just pick up the monitor and tilt it as I want. I don't have to spend the money on the whole desk.
That's fine. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, let's see what the chat talking about. How do y'all deal with spam on IG?
Ignore it.
Yeah.
So you do.
Hey, I stole this from you, Oracle, and it works every time, bro.
Oh, the pay?
Yo, I'll put on that joint, hey, it's $5 for promotional posts. So you can PayPal me or Cash App me for a promotional comment, bro. They will take that joint down so quick, bro. They get upset about it.
Yes, sir. F you pay me. For sure. And real quick, man, shout out to everybody that has purchased badges during this show. I meant to shout y'all out.
Oh yeah, appreciate y'all for real.
Much appreciated. Y'all are the real MVPs. Yeah, for sure. Smoking. I see you bought a badge out there. I'll check for everybody else. Sorry for not shouting you all out. I want to shout everybody out the second that they buy a badge. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
We said when we get the comprehensive SoundOracle design book.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do it.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna do it. Just get a consultation. And in all honesty, though, man, that would be cool. I would like to see that.
You're just not gonna do it.
What's wrong with this dude? I'm not tripping. I just know some people are like, yo, you should go climb up that building and do the thing. You're like, no.
That would be cool. That would
be dope. It would be dope to see me climb up that building and jump off with a parachute. That'd be fire. But no, I'm not gonna climb. No, seriously, I want to be inspired to do that though.
That makes sense.
But no lie, the thought of it alone, I'm like, okay, that's a lot of rent. So I kind of I want to be competitive. I want to do it.
Right.
Or else I'm gonna stop halfway through. I'm not gonna half-ass it. So it will probably just never come out because I never felt compelled to do it in the first place. But hopefully one day I feel that feeling of like, all right, I want to do this, and that's when I'll deliver a great book. Because right now it just won't be that great.
Your detox.
Yeah, you'll have all the information, but I want it to be good, man. I want it to be banging. And somebody that don't feel like, or somebody that's not really compelled to do it, it's not gonna be banging. They're gonna half-ass you. I don't want no half-ass meal from a chef that didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's facts.
DJ Watson bought a bag. Shout out to
DJ Watson, man. How did you make the pad sound in Jiu-Jitsu low that record, Triz?
Hey.
Oh man.
Come on, more air horn.
That was a while ago. Let me think. I'm not gonna care. I know it's an ARP in there, and I used Ableton, and I was just messing around with the parameters, and I figured out that ARP, and I just kept messing around with it, and then man, I feel like maybe at that time I was using Expand too, and I put some pads underneath. I can't really remember, to be honest, bro. But
it's like that.
Yeah, but I know for a fact that the ARP part is like a ARP. The sound I made, I'm pretty sure it's probably using Serum, because around that time I was going super heavy on the Serum, and I probably made the preset and then made the ARP boy. You know what I mean? And there we go. Yeah, it was originally like a dancehall beat, crazy enough, and then Ao changed the drums and made it like a more of that kind of vibe.
Shout out, man. Shout out. What's on at Den? Anyway, he says I usually join on YouTube, but wanted to join on IG. Appreciate you guys. Hey. Appreciate you too, Pimpin', for sure.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
He said drop a documentary before the next sound pack about making a sound kit.
Yeah. Oh man, Sandman Griffin brought a bad shout out to Sandman. Come on, man. Try to pick up the people, man. What you doing? Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Anyway, what'd you say? Hold on, crowd. We got the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay, but maybe we're hitting on something. I don't want to stay here for a long time, but how do you feel? Okay, about how I feel about stuff like that. Because like doing a documentary about making a sound pack, doing a sound pack book and all that stuff, and my gut reaction, which is usually what I go with, is like, I don't want to do that. But how do you feel about somebody like me? Or how do y'all feel about somebody like me just being like, I don't think I really want to do that. Like, no crazy reason. I just like, there are other things that I'd rather spend my time on.
I can see why. I understand why.
Yeah, but am I trash for that though? Because
yes,
people
no,
seriously, like, am I trash for that?
Hey,
people, y'all please answer this in the comments too. Because I want to know, am I trash for that?
Yeah. No, I think you good, man.
Yeah, so I'm fine with it. Yeah.
So let's get to some of these topics, man. So y'all can
Gotcha,
get off
gotcha.
SoundOracle for
I love
harassing.
real quick. Smoker said, respected. I'm gonna keep asking. I appreciate it because there may be a day where I'm like, you know what?
It's time.
If no one asks, I won't check in with myself to be like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
But it just might be a day where I'm like, you know what?
You got it.
I do want to do that now.
Yeah. Let's see. Ableton Loop is creating a one-day online event aimed at bringing music makers together.
Oh, they're doing it online this year. That's dope.
Yeah.
Because they had to cancel it last year.
Finally, I can go.
Finally, I can go. Yo, the flight prices are ridiculous.
Man, I'm here.
That's a fact.
I think Brow, he was saying, should Ableton be remote? Like, should you be able to use it remote? I was trying to find it and I could not find the question, but I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying. Can't you use it remote?
Hold on, say it again.
Hold on. I think I might. Hold on. Okay. Do you think Ableton should? Okay. I'm saying it completely wrong. Okay. Do you think Ableton should have an app to work remotely?
No.
Okay.
And I'm assuming he means like on iPads and mobile, or just work on your Ableton from a remote location.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
And I feel like they do. Don't they have the sync kind of joint?
They got Link, but you kind of got to be in it. It's for other people to work with you.
Ah, got you.
You know what? Ableton working remotely, that would be nice.
Yeah, my homeboy does this every time, bro. My nigga calls me, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that would be dope though. If Ableton could pull that off. But I'm like, what computer would you be on? I guess any computer. But I mean, that would be cool. I don't think it's a demand for it, but that would be cool.
Let's see. Apple rumored to be rolling out a music hi-fi streaming soon, along with third generation AirPods.
Yeah, Apple rumored to be rolling out a lot of shit now.
Yeah,
whoa.
Hey,
yeah, bro. Apple. Come on, man.
For the first time in my life, dog, I'm on I ain't messing with Apple. I'm still gonna buy your products, but I'm just personally mad right now.
Yeah, Apple being super extra with everything right now.
Bro, this iOS 14 is so trash, bro. Golly. If y'all don't know, look it up. It's a whole thing. It's terrible. It's terrible. I can't do the voice.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, how do you feel about the MPC 1 Retro Edition?
It looks nice. It looks cute. However, as someone who's owned MPC since 98, I never liked that whole hospital hall colorway.
You not feeling that?
I never liked the off-white. No disrespect to Virgil. Never liked the off-white. Never liked that. It wasn't hideous. Like my stomach didn't turn when using classic MPCs. But when they started making stuff of a different color, like they had the 1000 that was blue and red. I thought it looked like I thought you was a Bama if you had that junk, but at least it wasn't the hospital hall colorway. And then when they started making black MPCs, I was sold. Sold. So yeah, the retro joint, it looks cool. I wouldn't buy it mainly because I already have a regular MPC one. I'm not into white or off-white equipment, man. Make my equipment black or dark gray.
You not feeling the medical and billing and coding colorway?
Nah, man, that whole bedpan palette they had jumping off, I was straight, bro. I was so straight. Yeah, no, I'm good. Someone asked a question in here, but you kind of asked it, and we already talked about it. I think you were psychic. It was, are you more creative standing up and moving around or sitting down? Hold
on, is IG messed up on yours? Because on mine it's frozen.
Oh shit, my bad. That was me. That's me. I clicked on something. Hold up. There we go.
Okay, we bike.
Sorry, guys.
We bike.
My bad, guys. Screen switching.
Is it IB Jewel B? It's so hard to read names with no spaces. But hey, appreciate the badge.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. Oh, air horns for you. Don't think you're gonna buy a badge and not get an air horn. You out your damn mind. Was there a tip or trick that made your DAW of choice make more sense? Jeez, bro. Yeah.
Ooh, I got one.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the question again because I think that's a good question. So I want to make sure everybody heard it. Is there a tip or trick that made your DAW of choice make more sense? All right. So you said you got one.
Yeah. So, I'm still Ableton boy for life, man. But I've been predominantly using FL lately. You know what I mean? Past like a year or so. Hey man. If I'm making loops and stuff though, I do go to Ableton. Still. And I had a hard time of like adjusting for some reason, even though I started on FL. FL4 was like my first DAW, bro. For real. And Diego was like, man, think about it like an MPC, right? How you use MPC with the scenes and stuff like that. Because I would put every pattern I would put on there, and just like it would be this elaborate thing. And when it go to arranging, it would be so complicated. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, think of it like an MPC and how you got like scenes and you just like duplicate. Bruh, from that moment on, I've been like killing it, bro. So I just make everything in one pattern and then I duplicate and then just keep changing the next pattern to make different stuff. But it took me a second to get it at the beginning because I would try to do everything individual, which I feel like in Fruity Loops is like an easy thing to do. Like, and I'm sure some people do it and are good at it, but for me, it was just better to do everything in one, duplicate, and just kind of think of, if you've never been on an MPC, it ain't gonna make sense. But like MPCs is like everything together, you do it and then you just mute stuff out pretty much.
Yeah. It's kind of, MPC was, to be honest with you, MPCs were the way. I put it like this. I never really got stuck in an 8-bar loop on an MPC.
That's right.
And I never even thought about that until this topic just came up just now. Because with the MP, like you said, you just duplicate the joint, you maybe add some, you maybe change something, and it's so easy to do and you're not looking at this linear thing. Never got stuck in an 8-bar loop on an MPC. And I started thinking about Ableton that way early on too. That's not really a tip that I got, but that's kind of my initial approach to it. Was like, the going across, I'm talking about session view, going across, those are your tracks, obviously the tracks, and up and down, those are your sequences, just like on an MPC. So this row of everything playing, the sequence 1, you duplicate that down. This row number 2, sequence 2, you take stuff out, put stuff in. And you are absolutely right, or Diego's absolutely right. Both of you are right. That thinking about it in that way makes it a lot easier. And also, you're right. If you haven't used an MPC before, then you won't get it. But that just goes to also illustrate that MPC's still the best sequencer.
Ever.
Yeah.
Big facts. Let's see. Yes, you got any other questions? If not, I can read some of these topics.
Yep, I do. Let's see. Where do you purchase music now?
Purchase music? Who does that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. In this day and age, purchasing music, I do purchase music, but not current music. I've gotten back into the rare albums, and that's kind of like a buy just to have type deal. Like I'll buy that type of music, but current music, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna stream it.
I'll only buy it. Say if a homie gets a placement, I'll buy it.
Okay.
That's when I buy music. That's the only time I buy it. And I'm sure that my little couple cents ain't gonna really add to nothing, but I want to put that goodwill out in the universe because I want people to buy it and support me. So it's like anytime a homie get one, it's like, all right, let me buy that. You know,
that is a fact. Yeah. That is the number 2 reason out of 2 reasons that I still have my iPhone.
That's right.
Yep. Jump on iTunes and buy something from the homies.
Chan, appreciate the badge, my dog.
Hey! Come on, son.
Y'all some real ones, man.
Come on, son. All right, now we have more questions. Oh, this is great because I had this topic. Any plugin suggestions this week? I got 2, actually.
Let me get my notes real quick.
These are VS Tizzles, if you will. For the producer on a budget, there's a $10 plugin. It's not bad, and it's called Octane. Octane's not bad, bro. I think it might be on Plugin Boutique or something. The sounds are amazing, but there's enough good sounds in there that for $10, you're like, it was it's an obvious call. Like, yeah, I'm going to grab that.
$10, you can't beat that.
Yeah, if you want a budget. I mean, it had a couple bell sounds that were kind of dope. It had a few other standout sounds. Now, the sounds that weren't good, but for $10, it's worth the try. The other one we talked about last week, Diego actually brought it up. That you brought it up. Heat Up 3.
Oh, I've been going stupid.
It's dumb. And I realized, I look back at my email thread, and I had a email going on with them when they kind of first started about doing something together. Yeah, I was supposed to do something with those people. So I ain't gonna lie, I might reach back out because they got some dope expansions. One of the places I heard that they weren't that great at is with drums in their expansions, and of course, I'm there to help out with that. So, but Heat Up 3, fire! Shout out to Initial Audio.
Why is it so weird for me to use drums out of like a? It makes sense, but something about it feels like wrong.
They're never good.
That might be what it is.
They're never good.
When you said that, I'm like, wait, what? Drums in a VST like? But I mean, it makes sense. But
well, one of the things that's dope about that VST is it has a sequencer inside of it. So that's the only thing that's the thing that makes them having drums doper than regular VSTs just having drums. But you brought up a very good point. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never loaded up a VST that had dope drums in it. Ever.
Yeah. Only one is Battery and the marching band ones. And we tore them drums down, bro. We pillaged them drums.
Battery did have the best drum factory library out of anything.
Bruh.
For sure.
Yeah, and since then, I haven't seen anything.
Nope. All of them are trash.
Yeah, but Heat Up 3 is good. They found a good lane, bro. And that is exactly what I was talking about. They saw a need and they filled it. Because it's like, to me, it reminds me of Nexus, but if it was more like hip hop, rap, trap oriented, right? Because Nexus it's so much like reverb. It's so like all the sounds are so humongous. It's like, bro, like I don't
very
need
EDM-ish.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, I don't need everything to sound like I'm at the rave. Like a couple of them's cool, you know what I mean? But like everything, bro. So I feel like Heat Up 3 made that good transition of like it's that vibe, but it's more. What's the word that I hate that? I don't want to use the word. I
already know. It's more geared towards the type of music that we make.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Definitely not urban.
Yeah, that's not the word I was thinking of at all.
But yeah, that joint is dope. That lane was also I got to give flowers to track guy RJ and them because they were they were in that lane for a while too. Mm-hmm. And that was what their plug-in focused on. It's like hit sounds of today. So shout out to them too. Also shout out to Evan over there at Studio Link. But I was gonna say something about plugins. They got terrible drums. I forgot.
Chances, I think Omnisphere is okay. There, I said it. Don't kill me. I'm actually not mad at that take, bro.
No, I'm not mad at it. I would argue it, but I'm not mad at it.
I'm not. Yeah, I feel like Omnisphere is like, what's a good example? It's like it kills you. It throws in so much different stuff that you like. Okay, I get a lot for what it is, but a lot of that stuff is just kind of filler in a way. Like some of them sounds, I would never use some of them sounds. So it's like I'm not mad at that. I mean, the ones it's good at, they're great. You know what I mean? But it's a shit ton of sounds, bro. I lost a patch one time and I spent 2 days just clicking trying to find that patch, and I never found a patch again, bro. I just gave up. I'm just like, bro,
it's that many patches,
bro. I'm just like, I'm not gonna find this. If I ain't found it yet, it's not happening, bro.
Dog, it is simply that many patches. By the way, I'm behind in the chat. Thank you to everybody letting me know that I was not trash for not wanting to do that or that documentary. And shout out to everybody that said they're going to keep asking. FX Mansion Guru. FX Mansion Guru was dope. It was dope. That joint had a sequence on it too. That was one of the dopest drum machine plugins ever made. It was Geist.
Ooh,
I don't think it was Guru. I think it was Geist. FX Mansion made Geist. They might have made Guru and Geist, but I know they made Geist. Geist was dope. Yeah, Geist was dope, man.
Trizzle, what do you use to download tracks for DJing? And here's where I'm not gonna cap. The last time I DJ'd, I streamed it on Instagram Live. It was in March, and it was when the lockdown started. That was like the first day they really said it was a lockdown. That was the last time I touched my turntables. I haven't turned on my turntables in a year. So wow. Yeah, but my goal this weekend is I'm gonna play. I'm gonna get back, you know what I mean? Because I grew up DJing, man. So it's like I don't want to be away from it too long. But yeah, I'm overdue, bro. I haven't downloaded no new music, bro. I'm behind, bro. So don't have me lying to you. DJ Service Pack I know was good when I was, and then DJ City is always good, but I've been out the game, bro.
So what would you suggest now? Because now that we know how to make our own acapellas, would you suggest a service like that or going to make your own route?
Well, if you're DJing specifically, it's better to get the record pools because a lot of times, depending on your gigs, bro, like I tell everybody, download the clean and always the dirty. Always get both, right? Because you're going to be in situations that you got to play the clean. And now even the cleans are low-key kind of dirty. I remember I did somebody of note's kid's birthday party, right? And somebody was upset because I played a clean version and it was still like, and it was like a Bruno Mars song, but like, you know, low-key Bruno be saying some wild stuff. Yeah.
He gonna use that B word a couple times too.
Yeah, and it's like, and I played it clean, but it still had some of those words in it, and it was like an issue. So I try to overdo it with the clean and stuff like that. The acapellas to me was like a bonus. So I don't necessarily.
Yeah,
you have to
when
get
it comes
that.
to DJing, it ain't really about that.
But if you're DJing hardcore, it's more about the clean and dirty versions and getting those like intros that's already preset. Because sometimes the song starts on a weird beat, right? So it's like they make these intros specifically for mixing in. That makes it more convenient. So it's like, bro, I could download a song straight from there and know there's an 8-bar intro and I can just mix it in and be perfect and I not miss a beat. So for that reason, that's what I would do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but if you just want acapellas, I would say, you know, try out the way that we talked about last week.
Facts. So if somebody wanted to join a record pool, because I think somebody just asked that question. How can I join a record pool just for acapellas?
Oh, it's gonna be all the same, my dog. I mean, it ain't really it's just you just sign up and pay, and you get access to all them. Yeah. But I mean, last week,
we gave a gem.
Yeah, so I would go back and listen to that one, but we gave a gem that we don't. That segment we had to we didn't put it out there. But it'll get you some acapellas.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said before like, "Yo, don't make this a clip."
Yeah,
like don't make that a clip.
But I'm a DJ this weekend, and it sucks because it's hard to stream on Instagram and stuff like that now. So that was another reason why I hadn't been doing it a lot, because it's like, bro, where I'm a DJ at, if they keep clipping you on live.
That's the dumbest shit ever, bro. That's so dumb.
Yeah,
that's so dumb. That's free promotion.
Yeah,
it's not like by cutting me off or by doing anything, you're going to make money off of it anyway. Here, you might as well just let me promote it.
Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is.
I don't know. But let me do a quick. Oh damn. Hold on. My bad. Yo, what is with the Butterfingers this week? Hold on, bro. There we go. Now we back. Not bad.
My dog out here, Butterfinger BBs.
Man.
Dang, you remember that?
Butterfinger BBs.
Bro, that's a throwback, dog.
Low key, when I was a kid, I had a super trash palette. I used to love Butterfinger.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. Do
they still make those? Is Butterfinger still a thing? Okay,
they do, and you couldn't pay me to eat one now.
I don't eat chocolate, so I'm off the grid of.
Bruh, that was back in the day. You get a Butterfinger like a Mystic or some other trash. Oh,
my dad said a Mystic. That's instant diabetes, bruh.
My stomach is killing me just talking about that shit.
Ooh, the Mystics, bro. The Mystics taste like all the sugar at the bottom.
Yeesh. Somebody said stream on Twitch.
I thought about it, but I've heard people have issues with Twitch now too. So it's
Twitch used to be the Wild West.
And then Joe Budden said try MixCloud, which I'm not mad at. It's just the reason why I want to go to certain places like Instagram is because I have an audience. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I had to bring the audience to that, then it's a whole nother process and all that.
Very good point. Very good point. Printer says I've never had the Rob Pappin VST. Were they any good? Yeah, Rob Pappin had a few VSTs, and actually, I'm a fan of his VSTs. What was the joint? The bass joint.
Sub boom bass.
Sub boom bass. Yeah. That was cool for a minute.
Bro, I still use a preset off of that joint. There's one preset on there I still use to this day.
I bet you it's the same one I use from there.
Yeah, probably so.
Yep. Also, Albino 3 has some good patches in it. Albino 3 and Predator has some dope basses in it, I believe. Like it was slept on. One of those or both of those was slept on for basses. I do remember that. But Rob Pappin has some dope VSTs. Yep.
Oh, we about to go over my dog.
Yeah. Okay. So listen. Yeah, we going over time, dog. We can never stick to what we say in the beginning.
Yeah.
All right. Listen. So what you got going on, bro?
Been trapping 6, man. And I feel like I need to check, but I know we said we were going to raise the price after a certain amount of copies, and I feel like that is like there.
Yeah, I feel like it's there, bro. We might be down to single digit slots for the introductory price.
Yeah. So Been Trapping 6 comes with melody loops, man, crazy drums. I put the midis in there too, right?
The midis in there.
Bro, we did this we were prepared for the first time, and we did this so long ago. I low-key forgot. So I thought so. Midis in there, and you get a bonus ebook about productivity. Somebody in here was asking about how do you be more productive. Get Been Trapping 6, get the ebook. It's got a bunch of tips and gems that we've said over this podcast to be productive, and it's free with Been Trapping 6.
Yeah, you can keep it with you. It's literally called the ultimate guide to producer productivity.
Facts.
So you already know what it is. Listen. I don't want to be a broken record. So what he said, man, listen, Been Trapping 6 is going crazy. And I do have to check on those numbers. I think we are down to the last final slots of the introductory price. Then the price is going to go up. So if you don't have it already,
go
honestly, today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But today for sure is going to be the day to get it at the introductory price for sure.
Oh, and I've been working on some stuff. We're gonna have some new stuff for the podcast, man. It's gonna make the podcast a lot better.
Oh yeah.
I'm like 85% done. 85% done. So
I know where it's at so far. So I can't wait, man. Well, listen, not gonna hold you. Been a great episode. Listen, thanks for coming out, man. It's been another Friday. It's been another episode of Unquantized Podcast. And we will see you